to learn about state government. And I remember visiting with Governor Carl Sanders. And I'm proud of Georgia and what we've accomplished over the years since then. Working together, Christians and Jews and whites and blacks and Hispanics and other faith communities, Democrats and Republicans. I have witnessed how the people of this great state have pulled together and always made the changes necessary to create a state that respects the individual and ethnic and religious backgrounds of its citizens. And in Georgia, we are always on the march to realize a greater tomorrow for our children. And now is the time in our state's history when people who care about the education of their children ask the state, please don't punish us for making choices in our children's education. Let taxes be used for what they're designed to be used for, to serve the citizens of this state, including those who exercise choice in the education of their children, who work 2 or sometimes 3 jobs to be able to send their kids to schools that reflect the rich and diverse heritage of this country. And what about children with special needs? Shouldn't their parents be given the choice to help their kids meet the challenges that they have to face, to have a chance as well? Do you support tax credits to help these kids? Do you?
Yeah.
What about foster children? Don't they deserve tax credit scholarships?
Yes.
Good answer. And what about children of the military, the people who put their lives on the line to defend this great country? They deserve a state's appreciation and support in educating their children also. But that's what school choice is all about, giving every Georgia student the best possible education for that child. And who should decide where your kids go to school? Your school board?
No.
Your zip code?
No.
Your tax returns?
No.
Who is the person best suited to make the decision for our children? Parents. Education isn't about zip codes, we know that. It's about bringing out a child's fullest potential. Where you grow up in Georgia should not determine where you end up in life. Today we're here to celebrate the change that's taking place in Georgia. We have visionary legislators, lawmakers who lead and led and continue to lead the effort to create and expand programs that empower parents. I know many families personally who benefited from these programs. What a difference it's made in their lives, and we thank you all very, very much for that. And there may be other legislators who may be wary about changing the status quo. We say don't be. Do what's right for the children. Every child deserves a chance to become the best that he or she can be. For every person here, there are thousands of others who support school choice. I ask everyone here to put your hands together through your gloves or without your gloves, and let those legislators hear how you feel about school choice. And finally, I thank all of you who are gathered here today. With God's help, you have the power to make this dream a reality. Every one of you can make a difference simply by spreading the message of school choice to your family, to your friends, to your elected officials. Tell them that every parent deserves a choice. Tell them that school choice works. Tell them that when parents choose, kids win. And when kids win, society wins. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In case you haven't noticed, there are a lot of people around wearing these great blue shirts. If you don't have one and would like one, see us after. We have plenty. Next up, I want to introduce one of the options that we definitely support and think is crucial to providing students and parents with the most opportunity available is charter schools. We talk a lot about private school choice, but we also have public school choice in the form of choosing a different public school within your district or choosing a charter school, which is also a public school. And our friends at the Georgia Charter School Association have been great allies and great friends, and I want to recognize Tony Roberts, who is the CEO of the Georgia Charter School Association. Tony?
Thank you. I feel so blessed. You know, I'm a former Baptist minister, and I'm getting to speak after these great religious leaders here. I'm just honored to be in this group. But more than that, and with all due respect to my colleagues here, I'm more impressed at the parents and the children that are here to stand up for your right. And that is your right to the most important thing in the world, choice in education. You know, we have choice in everything. My wife said I shouldn't use this example, but there are 15 different brands of toilet paper. But in your school district, how many choices does your school district offer you? It's based on your geography. And too bad if you happen to live where there's a school that will not meet the needs of your child. We think that's wrong. We think it's wrong that there are people who are using your taxpayer dollars right now to fight with a lawsuit, school choice. I'm referring to the 5 school districts who have filed suit to undo the Charter Schools Commission that was wisely created by our legislature and signed by our governor into law 2 years ago. HB 881 created another avenue for school choice by allowing charter schools to be put into communities where school districts didn't have enough sense to put them. And if I sound like I'm upset about the school districts, not at all of them, just the ones that say they don't believe parents should have school choice. Charter schools are schools of choice, and what we always say to school districts is, if you have great schools and your parents are satisfied with your schools, fine. You don't have anything to worry about. Your children will stay with you. But there are children even in successful schools that do not do well, and they need options and alternatives. So I'm here today to ask you to keep fighting. Say something to your school districts. To those that are fighting school choice, say something by voting new school board members into office. These school districts that are suing the state right now to undo the Charter Schools Commission are rubber stamps for their superintendents. And I know I may need a bodyguard after this, BJ, for saying this, but that's the truth. I've been in the meetings where they've discussed what they're going to do about charter schools. And folks, we are not anywhere we need to be in school choice, and I mean in all forms, but including charter schools. Georgia has a population that's nearing 10 million people. And yet we only have 122 charter schools of all varieties, and some of them really aren't even charter schools. Compare that to Arizona, where there are about 4 million people, and they have almost 500 charter schools. What's wrong with this picture? It means that we, as parents and citizens of Georgia, are being deprived of the school choices that we so richly deserve. So I thank you for your commitment by being here. I ask you to use your power of your voice to tell people you want school choice. Use the power of the ballot to vote out people who don't believe in school choice. And thank God for the opportunities we have here in the United States. God bless you all.
Anybody tell Tony he used to be a preacher? Anyone else's hands starting to match our blue shirts? Because I think mine are. As great as it is to have some of our elected officials and professionals and people who represent schools and associations here, the most powerful voice when it comes to making changes in your educational options is you, as parents, as students, being vocal, as Tony just said, to your elected officials or changing your elected officials so that you can have the choices that you need. So I want to acknowledge Rich Thompson, who is a parent here in Atlanta and a local community activist who is passionate about making sure that our kids receive the best education possible. You can be one too. Rich?